Good people of YouTube, my name is Spanner, welcome back to another episode of Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. This third trial, this third investigation is very weird. Bodies disappearing, now they appeared again. Is this the repository? The door that was locked? Yeah, of course. I mean, I checked the door, it was locked, no one told me anything about it, so I left. I found it first. Give credit where credit is due. Are the bodies here somewhere? Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turns. I guess it's unlocked. It was locked before. Then I have no choice but to go inside. I mean, you do have a choice, you could just leave. So I opened the door, and when I entered, I saw. What did you see? Oh, they're both here. The two bodies that had disappeared were right here. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin. And so, here we are. Without further ado, let me give you all the next Monokuma file. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen. It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Just hand it over already.
Now make sure to investigate with all of your mental might and prepare for the class trial. Okay, see you later.
Well then, now that we've found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprits. Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know. Dead, gone forever. They're never coming back. Awful, this is all just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body. Who would do this? Why? Why? Large wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. If this were some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. Oh, will he wake up? He is alive! This wasn't. He's alive again? Where am I? Cold, so cold. Is winter coming? Hifumi, wake up! Huh? Ah, that's right. I remember now. Hope speak. Come on, you gotta wake up. I remember everything. Before I met you all. I'd met you all. His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us. Before he met us all, he met us all. Okay, I really hope it's nothing to do with time traveling bullshit. Ah, the light. It's reaching out to me. Like the tail of a comet. Hey, Hifumi, who was it who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro. His eyes closed, and they never opened again. Death for the second time. Absolute, undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality. You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat. You're just angry. Going out of his way to return, just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said, Yasuhiro, right? Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to. And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies. A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers. Is that what hero is? If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way can I ever forgive him. To kill two of our friends. Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although, this game it's not all that life or death. The trial will conclude without much trouble. Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this, to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. Okay, can I investigate? First, I'd better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it? Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem after all. The events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe. There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko? Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice?
An accomplice?
What are you doing here?
Don't be rude, I'm here to answer your question.
What question?
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
What if two people do the killing? What if they both smack someone in the head with a mallet? So in other words, Two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it. Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So are you saying nobody worked together this time either?
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder. Only one blackened can graduate, an accomplice gets nothing.
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is. That did the killing, right? Just like normal.
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
The true blackened? So just one person?
That's enough for explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants.
So there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information. You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend Genocide Jack. What? I'm offended. Kya? You? When did you? I've been looking all over for you, master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl? Milk sack? Why do I gotta be a suspect? Well, I mean, you are a serial killer. So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time. I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. I mean, she could have been faking it. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body. Yeah, all the way to the 3rd floor, through the stairs. Besides, I can calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing. That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about. On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina?
Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway. Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. No, I'm with you on this. It's not going to be this straightforward. Okay, let the investigation commence. This Starp wasn't here before, it was here. Okay, let's speak with these people first. Hey, Makoto, I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository. Huh? What is it? After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. And we came right to the repository to, you know, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside. I know, I was here too, remember? It was locked. And we came here as soon as the search started, so there's no way someone could beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now? I wonder the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out. Very interesting. There are many aspects to the incident this time, too many to be honest. Considering that, it may be good to look back on everything that's happened. Would you like my help? Sure. Yeah, let's look back on things. This morning, only 4 of us met up at the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you and myself. We waited for the others, but nobody showed up, so we decided to go look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search. And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared. After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me. According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her, meaning just after 7 o'clock. Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo-Justice. It also became clear that this Robo-Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting up with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costumed assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in the library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office... Huh? What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs. Celeste could be in on it. I mean, she was attacked and took a picture. Well, she took the picture. But up here, she's the only one who saw the shadow. Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Then right after that, Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor. It's like the screams were meant to distract us. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then... Yeah. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been... Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya and Toko pursued the suspect on the 3rd floor. And when we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse. Which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened. Why didn't we hear an announcement when we found Byakuya? There were enough people there to trigger it. But at that same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. Which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered right around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka. And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd just arrived to tell us something very unusual. Hifumi's body has disappeared. We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his body was in fact gone. Then we remembered we had abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? This time Taka's body had disappeared. So from there we began our search for both of the missing bodies. And after some time, Celeste told us she'd found the bodies and we all headed to the repository. Celeste seems to find a lot of things, doesn't she? And there we rediscovered the two bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now. Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime. Okay, what about you? What can you tell me? Byakuya, do you think Hiro really did it? I don't see how anyone could think otherwise. When the attacks and murders and disappearances all happened, every one of us had an alibi. And the last thing Hifumi said when he died, he said Hiro's name. Then there is no room to suspect anyone else. Okay, but if he did do it, why would he hide his identity with that weird costume? Maybe he thought that no matter what happened, he'd be safe as long as his face was covered. Because he's the fool of the century, you see. I mean, he is kinda dumb. But do you really think that's enough to explain it? I feel like there's a clue hiding in there somewhere. And is that it? That's all that bothers you about the case? Well, no, there are a few other things. Like, why did the killer try to hide the bodies? They probably figured that if we couldn't find the bodies, we couldn't complete our investigation. But if that's the case, we found the bodies pretty easily, didn't we? Again, it comes back to the fact that the culprit was a moron. Is that really all there is to it? The other thing that bothers me is why they bother killing two people. What? Because all the rule says is if you can kill someone and get away with it, you graduate, right? So if you're the killer, your #1 priority is not getting caught. But killing two people means more clues, more chances you'll get found out. Hold on, perhaps. I see, so that's what that means. Is everything okay? Don't talk to me as if we're friends. Huh? What's with the attitude? But you have my appreciation. Thanks to you, I might have some fun with this after all. His mysterious words hung in the air as he left the repository. He talked as if he'd figured something out. But if he did, would it have killed him to tell me what it was? Okay, let's check the mallets. Okay, hammers, mallets. Could the Justice hammers have been designed using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait. For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all and it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? What if this is the true murder weapon? Okay, very weird theory. What if Celeste is behind it? She made these two do something together or something. She maybe have persuaded them to do something, and they weren't. What if they weren't dead when we found them? Then they ran over here, locked the door from inside, and then I have no idea where I'm going with this. We need more clues. It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kinda awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait, could this have been used to move the bodies? Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository. What's the explanation for that? Let's check the bodies. Taka, he'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. True. Celeste is starting to be very suspicious, but I think there's more to it. Hifumi's big cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good, I just don't get it. I can think about it later, for now I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. Hold on. Celeste was the one that was with Hina, right? With Hifumi, and they both conveniently went to the bathroom at the same time? Enough for Hifumi to get up and walk all the way up to the third floor? If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Huh? Wait. Something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it, his glasses. Aha, he cleaned his glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that and why? He did it because he was alive. So Hifumi was hiding in the 3rd floor when we went down to check on him. Okay, so let me see the timeline here. So Celeste has been attacked somehow. The evidence is a photograph. And that's very odd. So let's go a bit after. So we found Hifumi, we go up to find Sakura and Byakuya, and we find Taka's body. Meanwhile, Celeste and Hina go to the bathroom. Hifumi walks away to the 3rd floor and hides. Celeste goes up to the 3rd floor to inform us that the body is gone. We all rush down to the 1st floor, giving Hifumi enough time to bring Taka's body over here. But then who killed Taka? Celeste? She's the only one who saw the shadow, she might have had enough time. But then why did Hifumi blame Yasuhiro? Yeah, and then Hifumi unlocks the door. He locks the door while he's setting things up. And then Celeste is also the one who found the unlocked door. So she comes in, kills Hifumi, washes the mallet on the wall there, and then she comes to tell us all about it. There you go, crack the case. Okay, so I think I've searched this entire room, right? There's nothing else, so I think we can leave. It's also the end of the episode, so for now, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed some more Danganronpa, and as usual, don't miss the next episode, because I won't. I will see you all next time.